everyone. Welcome back to the show. Quick before I start, I would like to ask if you want to help the reach of the podcast, go to whatever platform you listen to and drop a rating and review. On Apple, you can scroll to the bottom of the episodes and write a review. And on Spotify, you could drop a star rating. I appreciate you. Thank you. And if you have any questions, topics, anything that you would like me to speak about, send me an email at igliscuscapital@protonmail.com. And before I get into this, I have three styles of episodes. Today's episode will be a solo podcast where I speak about something that is intriguing to me, essentially me ranting and expressing myself. I interview guests where me and a like-minded individual will talk about something that is of value to you. And third, once we get some questions and topics sent in via email, I'll do that type of episode where I'm answering anything that you guys want me to speak about. So today we're going to focus on the process of letting go and evolving and how powerful that is. So number one, it comes down to what direction are you headed? And a huge portion that determines where you're headed is the habits that you partake in. So it is a beneficial activity for you to grab a piece of paper and write down the habits that you do and if the habit benefits you or is it holding you back. See, you know there's some foolish activities that you're doing that are holding you back. And once you get clear, real clear on what specifically those actions are costing you, it's much easier to drop them and replace them with habits that actually align with where you'd like to end up in life. So that kind of implies that you know or have some sort of idea of where you'd like to go. And let me mention quickly, the best way to figure out where you want to go is to identify who you don't want to be first and where you don't want to go. And then from there, you can get specific with what you want, who you want to become, how you want to feel, what you want to do, etc. But for me, I noticed my dad wasn't around much. He was using substances often. So what am I not going to do? I'm not going to become a slave to substances. Quite simple. Took me a long time to really realize that. I didn't know what was going on. Point is, that was one of his habits. So let's move on because this is correlated tightly. Your habits and your environment make who you become. So who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you putting yourself in a situation that is risky on purpose? Not on purpose, that's not right. But are you consciously aware of the quality of the people that you spend time with? See, I loved my younger friends in high school because they were funny, made me laugh all the time. Once we got a bit older, I realized they're funny, they make me laugh, but they don't give a fuck about me. Like not one single fuck. And that came to compound throughout time. And I just got sick of being treated like I was worth nothing. So if your environment is treating you that way, I promise you, you're so much better off taking time in solitude, getting to know yourself, and learning how to enjoy your life in solitude. Now, I'm not saying don't have friends, don't make new friends. What I'm saying is the people who are holding you back, the people who don't make you feel good after you spend time with them, they can go. And guess what? Now you're aware of how you want to feel when you spend time with people, bing, bing, bing. Once you're aware of what you do want or what you don't want, everything becomes easier. So now you can actually work to align yourself to meet the people whom you admire, to create yourself into a person that you can look into the mirror and be proud of. And then third, what's your target? If you want to get clear on the direction you're headed, you should have a target. And this is something Bruce Lee said, I believe. It's much better to have a high target and miss than to hit a low target. So aim high, set something that is so astronomically difficult to accomplish that you'll have to really commit and continuously exert effort over a long period of time to make this even somewhat of a reality. Aim high, you can do it, but it's going to take work. I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. It's going to take work, adjustment, reflection, consistency, and faith. You need those aspects, or else you might as well take the easy route, which even the easy route's difficult. See, I like this saying. It's hard to be fat. It's hard to be ripped and jacked and athletic. So why not choose the better hard? Really? It's hard to be kind to people, but it's also hard to be rude to people. You know how you feel when you treat someone like shit. It comes back to you. You feel guilty. You regret that. So choose your hard, man. Choose. You got to make a choice. Okay. Number 2, are you holding grudges? See, this reminds me of jealousy. You hold a grudge, it's not hurting them. The grudge is hurting you. You have limited energy, limited. So if you're exerting energy, thinking negative, pessimistic, bad thoughts upon another person, that's energy that could have been invested into creating yourself into a better, more optimistic, stronger, intelligent human. Instead, you're just sitting there wasting your limited energy. So with jealousy, does being jealous of a person hurt them or does it hurt you? It doesn't hurt them. It doesn't affect them at all. You're jealous of them. It's hurting you. So why don't you twist that and reframe it? See, jealousy can be a motivating feeling as well. That guy, he looks good. I want to look like that. I'm actually going to commit to changing my routines and getting to the gym more and working harder when I'm there, because I know that's the only way I'm going to get like that guy. So this is similar, but the grudges are equivalent to wasting your potential. See, vibes, energy, frequencies, this stuff, it doesn't lie. You don't even know who you could become. Like, God only knows who you could become. But can you make a step today toward the best version of yourself? Yeah, damn right, you can. How are you going to do that? Well, that's up to you to decide. It all starts with small steps, and it all starts with reflecting, paying attention to the areas which can be improved, to accept the idea at all that you have areas that need work. Well, that is a step in the right direction. So this idea of potential, it's infinite. You don't have limits. The only limits you have are the ones that are self-imposed. So I'm also not going to act as if you get rich quick. You become someone amazing overnight. No, that's bullshit. You don't. But what can you do now? You can take action. You can combine faith, action, and consistency. So what's that look like for you? I don't know. Let's say right now that you're snacking all the time. you're not working out, you're not reading, you're not listening to podcasts, and you're not socializing with anyone who you don't already know and have good connections with. You're basically becoming a shell of a human. You're living in this fucking comfort zone. Well, what can you do? You could start reading 10 pages tomorrow, just 10 pages. It's not a lot. 10 pages of a book. You could listen to a 20-minute podcast, take a few notes on your Apple Notes or whatever. Let's say you're snacking way too much. You can have one less snack. Like these small adjustments, you don't go 0 to 100. You go 0 to 5 and 5 to 10. So if you're in a terrible place right now, just start now. Small step, small adjustment, and compound that. You do the small thing over a period of 3 to 7 days. Now double it. You read 10 pages for 7 days. Okay. Now read 15 pages for 7 more days. And slowly you increase your capacity to do good and to create and to become aligned with who you want to be. So it's all up to you. This stuff is not rocket science, but you have to commit to making the decisions that serve your future self. So, lastly, are you open to growth? If you can consider opposing views, to listen to another person who doesn't completely agree with you, that is an amazing sign. See, the know-it-all is the stupidest person there is. And for you to grow and evolve, you have to realize you don't know everything, that there's areas that you can get better at. And to be open to growth, it involves this humility, this idea that there are other people ahead of you who are smarter than you, who are better than you, that are willing to teach you. See, there are so many humans putting out golden information on a daily basis for free. So you have absolutely no excuse not to be open to growth. And I'm assuming if you're listening to this podcast, you're aiming to grow. And I'm proud of you for that. That's good. But I also want to highlight the qualities of a person who is not open to growth so that you can notice this when you come across them. And therefore, number one, allow them to recognize their closed mind, which is holding them back. Or number two, you realize, well, this person isn't aligned with where I'm heading. So I don't really need them in my life. And sometimes that happens. So another point is to listen to others authentically. Becoming a good listener, if you can listen to people well, they will tell you things about themselves that they didn't even know. They'll tell you so much, it's absolutely mind-blowing. So what's the qualities or what's being a good listener look like? You're not thinking of your response while they're speaking. You're simply full in on the experience. You're focusing your attention on how they're talking, the language they're using, the tone of their voice, the body language that they're showing. And you're simply not judging, you're observing. And it's hard. Something like this, you can't describe fully in words. If you're a good listener yourself, you'll understand what I'm speaking about. It's just this natural curiosity to hear about what the other person's feeling and what they're saying. And when you become a good listener, it's priceless. It really is. These soft skills, I think they're more than soft skills, they're fucking important skills. So, lastly, reflecting upon decisions and feelings. This correlates to growth because you don't grow if you're not aware of the fact that you can grow. So when you take time to reflect upon your choices, you are open to the idea that one of your choices might not have been the best. And I commend you for that because it's very, very difficult to look at yourself and realize, yeah, I did that and that was just not good. It's difficult. It's not easy, but it's beneficial. You reflect upon your choices and feelings. You can figure out what makes you feel the way that you want to feel consistently. See, there's a big difference between instant gratification and delaying gratification, from artificial dopamine and real dopamine. So when you pay attention to how an activity makes you feel 5 minutes after, an hour after, 24 hours after, and 48 hours after, if you're monitoring your feelings based upon a decision you've made, you're so much more likely to figure out if that aligns with how you'd like to feel. So, one of the instant gratification things, let's say porn. You know when you're doing it or like immediately after it feels good. But what happens like 2 minutes after you have that stock market startled me? Good Lord, I bet that startled you too. I might have to edit that out. Holy, startled. So, porn, 1 minute after feels good, 2 minutes after, whatever, probably feels good. But then you get to like 5 minutes after, you're like, what did I do? What did I do? Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. And then an hour later, 30 minutes later, you have no motivation to do jack shit because your dopamine system just got all that artificial dopamine. And now your molecule of pursuit is completely overran. Like you just got all that dopamine. You have no effort at all to pursue anything. So understanding the physiology of how a decision affects you, that helps. If this podcast was enjoyable, provided value, do me a favor, just share it with a friend, someone who's like-minded, who's open-minded, willing to grow. And I'll see you soon. Have a good day.